Hi, my name's Chelsea, and I'm going to share with you my 5 top secrets for living a mostly pain-free life with knee arthritis. Now, it is pretty much pain-free, but I say mostly because there will be some pain days or moments, so I can't guarantee all the time pain-free, but mostly pain-free. And my life changed drastically because of these 5 tips that I'm going to teach you. So, what's my story? Why am I telling you all this? Okay, I am 42 years old and I was diagnosed with arthritis at the age of 1, which was JRA in those days. Now they call it JIA. Yeah, it was in my knees. I'm fortunate that it was only in my knees, but I did experience a lot of pain and swelling and stiffness as a child. And as an adult, I'm not even sure what it is, but it's like osteoarthritis, right? So I've lived in many countries around the world, and every time, new country, new doctor takes an x-ray, and they say, whoa, because my knees are wasted. Like there's almost no cartilage left. It's arthritis. Yeah, until 15 years ago, until my late 20s, even as an adult, I lived mostly in pain, and I often had flare-ups and swelling. And my life changed 15 years ago, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So how did I cure the biggest flare-up of my life, and how did I use these 5 things to stay pain-free? Are you ready for this? I hope you're ready, because stuff I'm going to tell you maybe no one has told you. And people actually get offended with some of these things. But if you're in pain and you're tired of it, hang on and watch my video. I have to warn you, the video quality is really bad. It might freeze sometimes, but please be patient and bear with me because you need to hear this. I've wanted to make this video for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. Okay? Tip number 1, the big one, is, are you ready for this? Can you see this? Oop. Avoid stairs. Can you see that? Avoid. There. Avoid stairs. Yes, you heard it from me. People say, what? So, first I'll tell you, why do people get offended? For 3 reasons. The first one, the obvious one, is a lot of us live with stairs, right? We live in a home with stairs. We go to work and there are stairs. It's not something, or we use a train station that has stairs. It's not something that we can easily change. But if you really want to live pain-free, you will take action to make that change. Whether it means moving to a new home, finding a new job, changing your life. Okay? Number 2 reason people get offended is they say, but isn't that the best form of exercise? My doctor said I should use stairs, right? Number 3 reason people get offended is they say, but if I say I have to avoid stairs, then it's like saying that I'm disabled, right? And people don't want to admit that. But I tell you, you know what? Now that I avoid stairs, I'm much less disabled than I was before. And I feel like I'm in control. I just walk right out my door and I'm at street level. I live in an apartment on the ground floor. I'm totally in control. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay? Now, why did I have to start avoiding stairs? So, all my life I lived with stairs. I lived in apartments with stairs, schools with stairs, jobs with stairs. And in university days in Toronto, there was the Arthritis Center that I went to because my knees were really bad. And there was this excellent doctor from India, and I wish I remembered his name because I'm so grateful. He said to me, avoid stairs. And like all of you, I said, what? You're crazy. And he said, you know what? You do need exercise. You're going to work up your muscles. And he referred me to physiotherapy, but he said, avoid stairs because it's too much pressure on the knees. You don't need that pressure. Did I listen to him then? No. After university, I went to Japan and I got a job, a great job teaching English in preschool, but I had to go upstairs. Now, if you've been to Japan, you know what I'm talking about. Some stairways are so steep, like really like this, and each step is so high. And I felt so much pain going up and down those stairs. I knew it was wrong, but it was a great job and I wasn't gonna give it up, right? So there I was doing that, and then I had the worst flare up of my life. My knees looked like water balloons. I felt so much pain. I had to quit. I was bedridden. I couldn't walk. I needed a cane. I was in my 20s and I needed a cane to get around. I couldn't sleep because it was too painful. I couldn't bend my legs. Like, my legs were like this. I had to walk like a penguin with a cane. And that's when I said, okay, that's it. I need to change my life completely. So first thing I said is, I remember what the doctor said. Avoid stairs. I'm going to do it. I'm going to avoid stairs. Luckily, I was living in a ground floor apartment at the time. Now, what do you do when you try your best to avoid stairs, but you have to use them? Let's say you're living right now where there's stairs and you can't move right now. Or let's say you are avoiding stairs, but sometimes you go somewhere and there are stairs. Well, to go up, you're going to grab onto the rail and you're going to use all your upper body strength to take as much pressure off the knees as possible. Doesn't matter if you look all crippled and disabled and people are staring, it's okay. Now to go down, you're going to go down backwards. Trust me on this one. Okay? When you must use stairs, you're going to go down. Can you see that? Yeah, backwards. Sorry, my writing is atrocious. Okay? People say, what? Because you know, when you go down, it hurts, right? The pressure, it hurts. So, this is what I do. With no shame, I do this. Even in public. I've done this in a rush hour train station in Tokyo where I already stand out, so everybody's staring at me, but it's okay. I'd much rather people stare at me than I have pain later on or I have a flare, right? So this is what you do. You grab on to the rail and you go down backwards. I have one leg that is a bit stronger than the other one, so I use that one. So I go down with the other leg. I put it down first, so there's a bit more pressure on the other leg. So I do it like that. I don't do it like using both legs. I actually use one leg, if you know what I mean. Now, like I said, no shame. People will stare at you. And luckily, I've never had any rude comments. People have been, sometimes people are encouraging. I've done this in so many countries, actually. People always say nice things, but if you encounter somebody rude, it's okay. Let them be rude. Let them live their life like that. You live your life pain-free, right? Because the only person that is in control of your life is you. Okay? So that was my number one. This is the big one. Yeah. Number two. What's number two? So, related to this, number two is exercise. Okay? Exercise. So you do need exercise for two reasons. One, you need your joints to be moving, right? You need your leg bending. You need your knees, those joints moving. And two, you need your muscles to be strong. Your leg muscles, your quads, your hamstrings, they need to be strong. And they need to protect your knees. Yeah, and you'll know what I'm talking about, because let's say if you've been in the hospital for a week and you can't, or with the flu, right? And you haven't been able to have any exercise and your muscles are weak, you feel the pain in your knees, right? Right, okay? So, what's the best exercise to do? So back to Toronto many years ago, I also had an excellent physiotherapist. who said to me, you do practical exercises. So growing up as a kid, they made me do, lie in the bed, lift your leg up, those exercises. He said, nah. You need practical exercise. You need to work those exact muscles that you use when you walk, right? So, walk. Number one, walk. Every single day, walk. If you can't because the weather is nasty or you're busy working or whatever, if you can afford to buy a treadmill, even a used cheap one, do it. Even if you can take 20 minutes of your day to walk, do it. Okay? Now, how do you make those muscles even stronger? In my experience, the absolute best thing you can do is walk uphill. So going upstairs is bad, but uphill is great because it's not too much pressure on the knees and it really works those muscles. You'll feel them burn. Now, if you're going to walk uphill outside, if you could get back by public transport or someone could pick you up, that would be great. But if you must walk back downhill, walk very slowly, tiny steps, because you don't want to put too much pressure on your knee, because walking downhill it hurts, right? So you do it very gently. If it's a really steep hill, if possible, if I'm with someone, I will actually walk down the hill backwards. I've been seen in many countries doing that. Because I don't let my arthritis pin me down, right? I still travel, I still get out there, I still live my life. Okay. All right, you heard it from me. What that physiotherapist had me doing at that time was a stepmaster. Not, you see the ones in the gyms these days that they're actually stairs going around. Not those. You want those stepmasters where you put your feet like that and you go like that. Do not do it like this because that will hurt. You may look silly. It's okay. Just do little bits like that, little. Because that'll work up your muscles, but not to put too much pressure on your knees. It'll hurt. It really did hurt me in the beginning because my knees were so bad. But a little pain is okay. A lot of pain, no. Little pain, okay. And then after a couple of weeks, it won't even hurt anymore when you do this. And after you do that, you walk outside or on a treadmill. Try to do those, so uphill or stepmaster, try to do them at least 3 times a week, at least. And try to walk every day. Okay? Got it? All right. Number 3. Now, this is also going to offend many people, but let's do it. Number 3. Healthy diet. Yes, healthy diet. 15 years ago, my flare-up. Until that moment, I ate a lot of junk food and processed food. Most of my diet was that, actually, because I didn't know how to cook. I still don't really know how to cook, but anyway, I try. I make simple stuff. So, at the same time, it all came together. So at the same time that I had my flare-up, someone gave me a book about healthy eating with arthritis. And also, complete coincidence, a friend gave me the book, Fast Food Nation, that's the one, where it talks about the chemicals in food, all at the same time. So I realized, wait a minute, what am I putting into my body all the time? Because guess what? Chemicals like preservatives, artificial flavors, MSG, colors, all kinds of stuff that they add to food, that is not good if you have arthritis. I mean, it's not good anyway, right? But especially if you have arthritis, because this is the way I see it. Your body has to process these chemicals, has to deal with them, when your body should be dealing with healing your arthritis or your flare-up or whatever, right? Yeah, and for some people, some chemicals in food actually trigger flare-ups. And I think that was the case for me because 15 years ago, I changed my diet completely. I started reading ingredients. I was that crazy person in the supermarket reading every single ingredient. Back then, there were no smartphones. I had to go find an internet cafe, check what all these things were, and then go back to the supermarket to, to buy it. But today, in this day and age, it's easy, right? You just grab a smartphone and check things right on the spot. I really do avoid all chemicals. I try to make everything that I eat from scratch, natural ingredients, cook at home mostly. I try to buy organic produce, but it's so hard because it's so expensive. And where I live now in England, small town England, there is almost no organic produce. So I know it sucks, right? We want to avoid pesticides, but how, right? But I try. If there's organic apples in the supermarket, I buy them because our apples are heavily pesticided. Spinach, because spinach is pesticided and it's right there when you eat it, right? So you can't peel it. And someone's knocking on the door. I'm going to ignore it. Sorry. Okay. Next thing. Number 4. Before I go into number 4, I'm going to quickly tell you, I'm going to make another video where I explain what I actually eat, in case you're curious. What do I eat? But I'm going to quickly tell you before I go on. In my case, I have to avoid gluten. I have to avoid concentrated gluten. So I can eat some bread, pasta here and there. But I have to look at ingredients. So if something has concentrated gluten, I have to avoid it because it does trigger a flare-up in me. Okay? Number 4 is, just a second.